Good morning, friends. Welcome to Wiley Publications. My name is Jay Krishna, and I am an author for Indian Geography and the World Geography textbooks. The exam UPSC Preliminary 2025 is round the corner. What are the do's and don'ts? The aspirants is brief, a very brief video on this one. Normally, the students after having a complete study, complete preparation, yet the people feel somewhat low. For those people who have kept their efforts throughout the year and yet they are feeling low, for these people, this particular video is about. No matter whatever the sort of preparation you do, if at all you are not practicing the mock exams, specifically the PYQs, you need to practice more and more PYQs. In fact, UPSC and you are getting connected with only the previous year question paper. UPSC is talking to us in the way of PYQs. So we can catch the pulse of UPSC only solving the previous year question papers. So keep an eye on that one. At the same time, the reputed institutions, the mock exams, you need to keenly follow them. And in the last moment, don't mug up all the things. Again, don't go for a complete preparation of the polity, economy, history, geography. No, you need to simply shuffle whatever the mock exams you have given. Go through the only the papers, whatever the papers you practice, you just follow those things. Right? Here are some of the important current related aspects with respect to UPSC. Probability is there for these questions to be appearing, if not directly, somewhat related concepts, right? Whatever the predictions that were there, whatever the concepts that are there, what I'm doing is I'm connecting the core subject with the current subject. What is explained in our geography book, like the World Geography by Sanappa Jay Krishna, also the Geography of India. What are the concepts I explained there in the textbooks and what type of questions can be there in the examination. In the examination where the current aspects will be connected with the core part, like how it will be. Come on, let us go through the, without wasting time, let us dive into the session. Like what happened recently, the Indian coastline is recalculated. What was the coastline earlier? It was 7,516.6 kilometers, where it was calculated in the year 1970 using the old methodology. Now there is a new methodology. What is the new methodology? Where the scale has been upgraded. Based upon the scale, whenever the scales are upgraded, definitely can find the the length of the coastline will be keep on changing. Also, the length of the coastline measured at the high water line. It was at the high water line where the length of the coastline was calculated. Also, the government of India has gone for the new methodology. Suppose this is the coastline, the nearby islands are there. Whenever the nearby islands are present close to the mainland, when the low tide line, when there is a low tide line, the connectivity between the islands and the mainland will be visible. Even that is considered as a coastline. Because of these things, because of all these things, the coastline right now got extended up to 11,098.81. Earlier it was calculated like 11,067 point something, and whenever we take this one as a round figure, earlier it was 11,068, but because the consensus brought by Ministry of Forest, then the environment and the ecology, also the science and technology, also the Ministry of Earth Sciences, because of Survey of India, because of all these ministries where they came to the consensus, let us not take this as consideration, let you go for this one. Right now, what is the Indian coastline? It is 11,098.81 kilometers. What is given in our textbook in the Geography of India? We have given what is the coastline, what is the old calculations that were there, how much is the length, and which state is having the longest coastline. But now Let us see the new table that is given by the government of India in the recent past. The total coastline of India is 11,098.81, of which the first rank goes to Andaman Nicobar with 3,083.5 kilometers. The second rank goes to Gujarat, 2,340 kilometers. The third rank, earlier it was Andhra Pradesh, now it became Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu has bypassed or overtook the Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh became the fourth longest coastline right now. Whenever we are comparing islands, Andaman Nicobar becomes number one. If we remove the islands, if we calculate only the mainland, what is the entire coastline of India? 7,516.6 kilometers, including island. When it comes to only mainland India, it is 6,100 kilometers. This is the old data. But what is the new data? New data is along with the coastline 11,098.81 kilometers. This is the new data. And Gujarat, whenever it compares to, we are calculating only the mainland India. It is Gujarat which is ranking number one, followed by Tamil Nadu second, Andhra Pradesh number third. Of which Pondicherry, you need to pay special focus on this region. Pondicherry is having a least coastline. Earlier, the coastline was much more than this one, around some 10% more than this one, but right now got reduced to 42.65 kilometers. These are some of the aspects where you need to remember on. Then coming to the other important current related one, the name of the concept is called as Dana, which is a Spanish name. Because of the catastrophic flash floods that happened in Spain, attributed to the concept of Dana. What is this Dana? Is a mass of very cold polar air becoming isolated from the polar jet stream. From the polar jet stream. What is referred in our class notes and in the textbooks of Wiley, the world geography and the geography of India? What do you mean by jet stream? What are the different varieties of jet streams you can find? One is called as the polar jet stream, another one is called as subtropical westerly jet stream. These characteristics are explained in detail in our subject, which forms core part. Now the concept, see the concept, this is called as the current aspect. Whoever is having the connectivity with the current with the core, for them, sky is the limit. There is no question of looking back. Definitely they are within the service, right? This is what the logic UPSC demands. Current aspects needs to be compared with the core. This is the core part in all the textbooks material. What is given, the core part is given, but the questions will be asked on the current. Whoever is connecting both these two, they will be in the success list. Right now, see this one. This is a broken part of the Dana is a broken part of the jet stream, independent of the polar jet stream, or it may be broken part of the subtropical westerly jet stream. Because of this one, you can find very great flooding conditions, which are called as the flash floods that happen in the Spain. This is a new concept. Pay attention on this one. Probably this can be a question even in the mains part. Then moving to the third aspect, the name of the concept is called as Bombogenesis, also called as the bomb cyclone. This type of cyclones are not new to the humanity. These type of cyclones are very common in the Northern America, especially the countries like US and Canada. But thanks to the climate change, where the recurring events of this bomb cyclone has increased in the recent past. What do you mean by bomb cyclone? See the concept of bomb cyclone. What we have explained in our world geography. In the world geography, we have explained what we mean by bomb cyclone. What is the literal definition of the bomb cyclone? Normally, the cyclonic events are keep on reducing in pressure. If there is a loss of pressure by 24 millibars within a span of 24 hours, within the time duration of 24 hours, if there is a decrease of 24 millibars of pressure, which is called as rapid intensification of the cyclone, considered as a bomb cyclone, right? This is about the bomb cyclone. It is given like 24 millibars within 24 hours, right? This is called as the bomb cyclone, that is very common in the Northern American continent. Then moving to the next question, then this is what called as Jed Mo Project. See the case of Himalayas. See the recent past. There are two parts of the Himalayas, the western part, the other one is the eastern part. Strategically important areas, because of the climatic conditions where the mountain ranges are not allowing the people to move from one part of the mountain to other part of the mountain. Therefore, the government of India, in order to make the roads as the all-weather roads, the government has gone for construction of tunnels in the western Himalayas. Whereas in the eastern Himalayas, the government of India is concentrating on the bridges. So the tunnels that are present in the western Himalayas are very, very important. That's strategically important. Whereas the bridges in the northeastern India, one of the Brahmaputra, the longest bridge that was constructed is called as Bogibeel Bridge. The other one is called as the Dhola Sadia Bridge, also called as the Bhupen Hazarika Bridge, on the river called as Lohit. This is on the river called as Brahmaputra. These bridges and the tunnels, like even there is another tunnel called as Jawahar Tunnel, Banihal Tunnel. There are so many tunnels that are there. Why these tunnels and bridges are so important? Because these tunnels and bridges are not only transporting the civilians from one side of the mountain ranges to the other side, but they are also reducing the distance between the mainland and the border areas, so that the arms, ammunitions, equipment, soldiers can be transported within no time. Because these are the strategical locations where we need to safeguard our boundaries. And so the government of India right now is concentrating more on these two structures. One is the tunnels on one side, other one is the bridges. And one of such tunnel was the question where it is there recently in the news, right? Because the shape of this tunnel is in the shape of Z, nothing but Z, where it's called as Jed Mo Tunnel. You need to understand such type of broader aspects, right? Then moving to the projects. The government of India has recently introduced a mission called as Mausa Mission. Earlier, the government of India has gone for the mission called as Monsoon Mission. Monsoon Mission. See, in the year 2024, the government of India has gone for the Mausa Mission. What are the implementing ministries? One is the Ministry of Earth Sciences. Under the Ministry of Earth Sciences, there are three important institutions. One is the Indian Meteorological Department. Another one is called as National Center for Medium Range Weather Forecasting, very, very important forecasting agency. Another one is called as Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology. The headquarters are located at the Pune, where these are the three important implementing agencies. Pay attention on this particular Mausa mission, which is a probable question even for the mains part. Then Hyperloop weather forecasting. This was introduced only in the year 2024 in the month of August. What is this concept? Recently, we have witnessed the Wayanad flooding condition where one half of the Wayanad has been washed away into the Arabian Sea. A number of people, hundreds of people are lost their life. They were thrown into the Arabian Sea waters. And so the government of India has gone for Hyperloop weather forecasting in order to identify the weather conditions at a community sourced area. Meaning what? At one particular region, especially a pinpointed, see this is called as the pinpoint weather conditions. You need to identify specifically one area where that area how the weather conditions are changing. That is what the hyperloop weather forecasting, which is a very, very important concept recently introduced in the Indian conditions. So this can be probable questions, probable question in the UPSC prelims. Then the other important concept is the minor relief features. There are certain minor relief features found in the oceans. One is called as the sea mount, a very, very important minor relief feature. The other one is called as the ridges, and there are some other relief features like guyudes are there. But what happened recently, some of the sea mounts, see this is the sea mount, which is a tall mountain-like structure. Suppose if this is the bed of the ocean, this is the surface of the water, these sea mounts will be rising up to the surface but fail to reach above the surface. These are called as the sea mounts, basically of volcanic in origin. Basically, they are volcanic in origin. Some of the sea mounts were discovered in the southern Indian Ocean, and the government of India asked for naming the ridges and the sea mounts on behalf of the Indians and the government, the world organizations like International Hydrographic Organization and Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission accepted, and finally they have named the ridges as Ashokan Sea Mount. Ashoka Sea Mount here you can see in the picture where it is located in the southern Pacific Ocean. Then the other ridge is named as Chandragupta Ridge. This is the Chandragupta Ridge. Also, there is another ridge called as Kalpataru Ridge. This is the Kalpataru Ridge. These are the important aspects where recently happened in the world regions where the UNESCO has identified this one and finally named on behalf of the Indian greatest personalities. Such type of current aspects where you need to pay attention on. Then a very important concept, probably this is a very important question for you for both the prelims as well as the mains part. The name of the concept is called as atmospheric rivers. What are these atmospheric rivers? We know the rivers on the surface of the land, but what are these atmospheric rivers? These are nothing but huge amount of moisture moving just like a river from one region to another region in the atmosphere. This moisture basically is from the tropical areas, from the tropical regions. Not only the moisture, also the heat is transported from the tropics to extratropical region. The best example, there is an atmospheric river named by the US government as Pineapple Express. It's called as the Pineapple Express, which starts from Hawaiian Islands to the Californian coast, the coast of California. The picture, whatever you are seeing right now, it is with respect to the Pineapple Express only. See the moisture that is rising here along the slopes of the mountains and giving very heavy to heavy rainfall in the windward side of the Rocky Mountains. Right? This is about the Pineapple Express, which is the concept how the tropical heat and the tropical moisture is transported to extratropical regions, how the weather conditions are being affected in the extratropical regions. These are some of the probable and the very important current related aspects that are there. Likewise, there are so many other concepts are also there in the case of environment, in the case of geography. I have enlisted a few topics so that you will be having some that the gist how you need to go for identifying the important points. Right after the exam, I will get back to you with all the key papers. The moment once the exam is done, I will be there. I will come again with a beautiful video taking the questions pertaining to geography, probably even for environment also. We'll discuss in detail about those papers also. Right? All the best, aspirants. Be calm, be cool. The moment once you are calm, whenever you are cool and composed, the mind starts thinking in a creative way. Try to conserve more and more energy. Don't waste energy until the exam is done. All the best. Jai Hind.